Hey everybody, Pup Twigs here. I just want to welcome you to another episode of Unleashed. And we got with us today Pup Kovalt, which is the one with the Georgia Pup sash on. And then next to him is Pup Lantern, both of them from Atlanta, Georgia. How are you guys today?
Doing good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. So tell me a little bit about the names, each one of you all, Cobalt and Lantern, and what they represent, if they represent anything.
Mine doesn't really represent anything. My favorite color is blue, and then I found out they made a cobalt blue hood, and I got very excited. And there was already a Pup Cobalt out there, and so I just decided to do some name editing and start it with a K and put a V in the middle.
Hey, that works. That works. What about the Pup Lantern?
All right, mine may sound a little sappy because everybody assumes it's about the Green Lantern, and it's actually not. I spend a lot of my time hiking out by myself and even overnight. And one of the things I would do when leaving the campsite was leave a lantern lit so that I could turn around in the woods and see the light and come back to it. And so some people said that in the woods I kind of was a lantern that lit the way. So I chose the name Lantern.
Well, that works. That's good. So do each of you all have an actual pup born date?
Somewhat. We get in the general area. Mine is around Atlanta Pride weekend, October of 2019.
Okay.
And mine is somewhere in January, February 2018.
Okay. So y'all been in it a few years at least.
Yes.
All right. So when did you? What was it that kind of drew you to wanting to be in the pup community? What is it about this that entices you to want to be a part of it?
Well, I actually started out on the furry side of things.
Okay.
I mean, the furries are great. They're all nice people, and we kind of coexist in a way.
Hmm.
Um, but I never felt completely at home with the furries. And then I found the puppy community through furry artwork, interestingly enough. And I was like, ooh, what's that? And then I had to look it up. And I was like, this looks like the place for me. And then when I actually got to go out and meet other puppies and do puppy things, it was just like, yes, this is home.
Okay.
Um, Actually, a similar part of that is I also thought I was a furry. That's the direction I came from, and was at Atlanta Pride of 2019 and ran into somebody I knew who I did not know was a pup. And we got to talking about pups. He had his hood on, and I thought the hood just looked amazing. And we were talking. He said, well, would you like to try my other hood on? He had his first hood that he had made, and he gave it to me at the Atlanta Eagle Bar, and I wore it for the rest of the night. And he introduced me some other pups. I got a little bit of a sense of the community and who they were. And just, he was like, I think this is where I should be. This is it right here. This is what I've been looking for. And so that was how I initially found the community.
Okay. All right. So has there been anything that's been difficult with being in the pup community?
The fleas.
The
Lots
what?
of fleas.
Oh,
No, but seriously, the hardest thing for me coming from, the furry side with everything being anthropomorphized is finding the what people refer to as headspace of, be the dog. And I can get there, but it takes me a while.
okay.
For me, it's actually kind of been the headspace thing as well. I'm not overly active in the dog headspace. I found out that I am what I call a sentinel. I sit and watch after all the pups, and I tend to be the person who wants to make sure everybody has what they need. Everything's okay. Is there anything that you need? Questions you have? What can I bring you? What can I do for you? So I kind of say I'm the sentinel that sits back and watches everyone else.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thinking about, you guys have been in it for a little while. is there anything that you would want to change if you could about the community?
Not change per se, and it's not just the pet player community, it's all communities is we need to be, supportive of each other, encourage each other, be respectful of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries are important, gender identity is important. You gotta respect what people need, want, and ask for. And also we need to be supportive of the communities that orbit with us around. So
Okay.
like the drag community, the leather community, the furry community, because we're all in this together, making
Yes.
our way out in the world and showing our
Okay.
truth.
So we'll say,
I pretty much echo what he says.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I think one thing that's important for our community, again, it's not a change thing, but it's just something to be mindful of where people may be in their lives. And for a pup who is very confident and strong in who they are, strong in their identity, or has been a pup a while, to make sure that they offer themselves as a mentor, as someone who will answer questions, support, and bring along pup people getting into the pup community, or people that just are not quite as comfortable.
okay, all right. So let's start with Pup Lantern this time. What kind of hobbies do you guys have?
I am a person who does not have a shortage of hobbies. I tend to get into a lot of things. So, um, some of my favorites are hiking. Since I met this one, I've gotten into video games. He has kind of gotten me addicted to, especially Star Wars: The Old Republic. Uh, I was at one time, I have been a dancer all my life in various forms, and I was a competitive clogger up until about 4 years ago.
Very cool.
I still dance recreationally. It's one of the most fun things that I think I ever get to do. Um, Marvel Universe sci-fi. I'm a ridiculous sci-fi nerd. Star Trek to Star Wars to Stargate. So that and recently I've been actually starting to do stained glass, with actually looking at hopefully to do a shift toward doing that as a career.
Oh, nice. Have you done anything tied around a pup hood or anything like that, stained glass?
Actually, I am in the middle of drawing the pup hood patterns so that I can create people's pup hoods in glass for them.
Oh, sweet. Well, keep me in mind whenever you do it. Let me know.
I will. I'm drawing patterns for that, for paws, for and also for like the pup flag itself. I want to actually be able to create the pup flag in glass.
Definitely, yes.
So,
Pup Kovalt, what about you? How hobby-wise?
Well, he's kind of spoiled some of it. I've been into video games, sci-fi fantasy movies, always, especially Star Wars. He's got me watching. He said I can't watch Picard until I watch the entirety of Next Generation, all the movies, and some of Voyager.
yeah.
So I've got hours of TV watching ahead of me. I play a lot of Magic the Gathering, which is a trading card game. The most popular trading card game, as it were.
Mhm.
And I actually used to be a Magic the Gathering judge, and I would judge events, which everyone's just like, oh my God, I'm playing against a Magic judge. It's like, yeah, but we know too much to actually be effective at this game because we're overthinking everything. And I actually used to own my own little nerd store where we sold Magic cards and Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons memorabilia and stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was a lot of fun. And
But-
then as far as dancing goes, we recently together have started going to line dance and two-stepping classes at the Heretic on Thursdays, which is put on by Dance Out Atlanta.
Do you guys ever have any free time then? It sounds like you're just always busy with work or hobbies.
I generally am always busy with work, hobbies, and him.
Good enough, good enough.
I think he just said I'm a lot of work, but I don't know. That could have been a long-standing statement.
It was not.
Okay.
You poor thing.
But it might be, but it's enjoyable work, right?
Oh, it's very enjoyable work.
There you go, there you go. So do y'all belong to a group of pups there in Atlanta?
We actually are a part of the League of Atlanta Pups, LAP. And it's a strong organization in the Atlanta area for, there tend to be people that are from outside the Atlanta Southeast area, but it tends to be more of the Atlanta Pups. So we are a part of that.
They
Okay.
generally have a float in the Atlanta Pride Parade every year, or at
So,
least to walk. We have a parade space.
oh, is there? I'm assuming a pretty large community of pups in Atlanta.
Oh, it's pretty big. We actually have the international pup winner from 2018. His name is Case. He actually lives in the Atlanta area with his
Oh,
pack.
okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. So if there's a new person coming in wanting to get into the pup community, what kind of advice would you give them as a newbie coming in?
Don't be me. The first puppy event I went to, I kind of just like stood in the corner and watched all the other puppies from the sidelines. I'm just too nervous to walk up to people and start a conversation. Because it's very intimidating. You see a group of people and you're just like, oh, what if they don't like me? And I mean, it's a very real, legitimate fear.
Sure.
And then I eventually got approached by someone else, and then kind of just got pulled into the group. And so my advice would be to, like, reach out to people, try and talk to them, form a connection, find the people you like and get along really well with, go hang out with them, go do puppy events. There are a lot of them.
Good.
I think we actually somewhat went through a little bit of this with a friend of ours.
We did.
We have a pack mate, Resistive Wolf is his name, and had never even been he thought he was a pup. He had gotten him a pup hood. He had never worn it. And he got to meet us and put on his gear for the first time. And we've gotten to watch him come to events and pup events and watched him grow in confidence as a pup and just as a super person and great-hearted person. So we got to actually kind of lead somebody new into the community, and then ended up becoming a pack mate of ours. So,
But we're not officially a pack. He's more like those old big wheels that we used to ride as kids. He's
Oh, yeah.
the big wheel, and we're the two little wheels.
Okay. All right.
So
Gotcha.
he's like our big third wheel.
So how often do you guys have events going on? You mentioned that there's a lot of them in Atlanta. How often do y'all have weekly events or?
So the first and third Wednesdays of every month is Pup Night at the Heretic Atlanta. On the fourth Monday of every month, we do Mutt Monday at the Atlanta Eagle. And then puppies show up for various other events. Some Wednesdays and some Saturdays, there is Gear Night hosted by Kink Down South, either at the Hideaway or the Atlanta Eagle. And a lot of pups generally show up for those. There are some non-pup events, such as Clear Quiz, which takes place at Red's Beer Garden in Decatur and is hosted by Olive the Nightlife and Agatha Boogie, which are two drag queens. And the puppies currently have consistently filled 3 tables for trivia of 6 people each.
Wow.
So we're just kind of taking over the trivia scene too.
the fun thing about trivia, especially, it's one of the things we just love the most is when the first group of pups went, they didn't take any pup gear with them. And someone asked the owner about us showing up in pups, and now we go in full pup regalia for trivia.
Oh, for sure.
So it's just this welcoming, inviting, fun space that we're very lucky to have.
And it's a safe space that everyone is welcome into.
Sounds like so much fun. So if I decide to me and my pup come up to Atlanta sometime, we could reach out and you guys would tell us where to go, right?
Absolutely.
Certainly, we'd meet you and spend time with you for sure.
Oh, that would be awesome because we're only 6 hours away. So that's
I've made the drive. So I actually used to live in South Florida.
Okay, so you're familiar with it.
Oh, I'm familiar. It's actually
So I kind of prepped you for this one. The next pup that I'm going to interview is going to be, I believe, this Thursday evening from, I want to say Australia. And I always try to have the pups that are here leave a question for the next one. And what was that question you wanted to ask the next pup that comes on?
For the next pup, the question would be, how did you choose your pup colors, your hood colors, and your name was going to be added to that, but you've already covered that.
Okay, all right. So we'll find that out. So are you ready for the one I got from Pup Xander, actually here from Orlando, Florida. He's joining the Hound Town here with me in Orlando, and his question was, what is one thing that you have experienced as a pup that you have not experienced as a human?
The confidence to put myself under the limelight to get something like this. Like a normal everyday me, I'm not outgoing enough to pick one of these up at any point in time whatsoever. But as Kovalt, I can, and with the support of this guy, I was able to go out and become the Georgia puppy.
And that brings me to, I want to know more about the Georgia puppy. We've covered all of my questions. Tell us a little bit about what it is and everything.
So Georgia Pup and Handler just started out last year, and their first state title was Georgia Puppy. There's also Georgia Handler, but no one ran for that title. And so last year, with the encouragement of Case, his husband, and my partner, I put myself under the rigors of running a competition to earn a title. And it took place at Parliament Resort up in Augusta, Georgia, or Augusta, South Carolina, depending on which side of the line you're on. It was, I'm going to be honest, it was grueling. It was, it was terrifying for an introvert to be stuck under the limelight.
It was
I
terrifying for the introverted partner of an introvert.
bet. So how many other pups were running for this?
There was one other person that was running, but they ended up getting disqualified.
Oh,
And a lot of people have said, you know, well, then you just get the title, and that's not true. They had an Olympic style scoring, and there was a minimum scoring requirement I had to meet from the judges.
oh wow. So you
So
still have
there
to earn
was
that
a
title.
possibility I could have not gotten the title.
So what does that title give you? Is it for a year?
It's for a year. I'm gonna give it up in the fall of this year. They haven't, as far as I'm aware, they haven't picked dates for the next title event yet, but I do know it's gonna be in the fall.
Okay.
And
And so
And I will be giving up this title.
do you have to make appearances throughout the year as the Georgia Pup, or?
Yeah, there is a contract that you sign before you even start running, that if you win, you have to do a list of things. And I've gone to many events. I went to Mid-Atlantic Leather up in Washington, D.C. I did Augusta Pride before I had the title, and then I did Atlanta Pride because it takes place in October after I got the title. And then, you know, I generally go to all the normal puppy events throughout the month. So it's been a lot of fun. I also work a full-time job, so I can't just like get up and run off to every puppy event that happens. Like IPTC was last weekend or the weekend before that.
It was last weekend.
It was last weekend, and then Claw is this weekend. Like, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah.
We will probably be going to FWA.
We will probably go to Furry Weekend Atlanta. Yeah.
Furry Weekend Atlanta, so it's blast, great time.
Oh yeah, it's great. We went last year for the first time for both of us, and we just had a ball.
Furries just make me smile. I can't help myself. I just smile at that. I love them.
And trying to keep up with the FurCon was ridiculous.
I believe you.
He was just like, "Ooh, furries, gone."
So I know you sent me also some more information about some of your businesses that you're working on. I know you mentioned the stained glass. What else did you want to share while we're on here?
I believe I sent you the Instagram for Douglas Dewey Creative, who's the drag queens that run Queer Quiz, but they also do a bingo just outside of Atlanta.
Some shows and events.
Shows and events. They're open for hiring. If you need some drag queens or something, they'll do it.
Okay.
Anything else from you?
There are, we're overloading people with what all might be going on, but just since we know, there's a campground well, it's not a campground, it's a resort. And they bought 2 old hotels and have created this amazing gay to gay resort where there's one type of bar on one side and another type of club on the other side. And it's just amazing. It's called Metropolis, Augusta, Georgia. And they will be having a pup weekend September 15th through 17th. And pups come from all over the place to come to this.
Oh, that reminds me. Spring training is a big puppy event that Georgia Pup and Handler puts on. And that is coming up in this month in April 20th through 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. I just said that wrong. The Oz campground, that's the weekend of September 15th through 17th, not Metropolis. It's Oz campground in Georgia. And it's a fun place.
It's a fun place. There's lots to do, and you can just run around naked if you want to.
Hey.
It is clothing option.
There we go. Yeah, we've got a campground here as well that's like that. It's clothing optional. So.
Will anybody be welcome and would love to meet any pups that come up to our area. So.
All right. Awesome. Well, if we have other pups that see the podcast or Pupcast and want to reach out to you two, do you guys want to share any of your social media?
Oh, that's on you.
Yeah, I think we sent you a list and you said you're going to post them.
I will post it on the YouTube channel. Yes.
Great. We both have Instagrams. There's one that's a Instagram for both of us that's Kovalt and Lantern, and you can also find that on Twitter, and you can also find that we just started a TikTok up again. So, and we've been off social media a while. So if people want to follow us and join us, we are going to be beginning to drop content onto these social medias more than we have been. So if somebody joins and there's nothing there, especially the TikTok, it's just blank at the moment.
This is our 4th time starting a TikTok.
Yeah.
We keep getting banned.
And we're not doing it. Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, but anyway, there are other pups that have had this experience. So
yeah. All right. Well, hey guys.
I don't mind. I'm on Telegram. It's at Pup Lantern.
Okay.
People are welcome to reach out to me there if they have questions about things in the Atlanta area.
And I'm at Kovalt Pup, but I'm really bad about answering people, so I have him for it.
But if somebody's coming to Atlanta and just wants to know what's going on, that could be an easy way to find, or messaging us through our Instagrams as well.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, hey, it was a pleasure getting to sit here and visit with you two, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
So
and if I get to make a trip up to Atlanta, I will reach out to you all because it'd be great to meet you guys in person. And just find the places to go. So
we would love to meet you. That would be great.
We will take you to a wonderful restaurant called Wolf. It's right off the highway. You can't miss it. Wonderful.
Deal. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it and have a good Easter tomorrow, and we'll see you soon, okay?
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.